Welcome to The Impossible, where we empower others to face the impossible, inspire them to be impossible, and motivate them to do the impossible. And we are very excited to bring you guys a special edition episode tonight where we are going to discuss children's champions for the Nationwide Children's Columbus Marathon. You guys know that we really got our start to everything we're doing now at Impossible Performance by having this urge, this mission, this desire to inspire and motivate kids battling cancer today. Austin and I are both cancer survivors. I battled as a pediatric cancer patient. He battled a little bit older and as a young adult, but still it affects us in a lot of the same way when you get cancer so early in life, when you're not supposed to get cancer, when you're fighting a battle you never expected, you never thought would come. It can rock your world. It can break you down. It can leave you feeling beaten and broken, like you have no value, no purpose left in the world. But we're here to change that message. We're here to bring a narrative and spread the message that even though so many kids and so many young adults have battled through what many would consider to be some of the very worst circumstances in life, through that battle, they gain so much strength. They gain an inherent strength, and they're opened up to an entirely new world of potential. Because the strength you gain through having to battle through something so arduous day to day, it can open up a whole world of opportunity for you. And that was something, unfortunately, that I was not able to realize immediately after my fight. It took me many years of battling through a lot of darkness and a lot of very troubling, difficult times. But eventually, thanks to the incredible people I had been fortunate enough to surround myself with, I was able to start making steps on that path. And the further I started moving down this path, I realized I gained strength from this journey. This journey of battling through childhood cancer, all of these hard days, all of these days that I wanted to give up and give in, all these days that I thought I may have nothing left for me in life, that I may not be able to chase my dreams, that I may not be able to go out and find my passion and my purpose for life. Through all of those days that I battled through, and every day that I still showed up and fought and tried to keep the best smile on my face that I could, that was building a strength within me that I did not even realize. Yet it's the strength today that allows me to go out and run marathons and compete in powerlifting. And it's the strength that's helped Austin and I build this business that we have at Impossible Performance. And it's helped us to spread this message and this mission and vision to kids battling cancer today. But even beyond that, this mission has been able to spread to adults who battle cancer, to people who battle mental health and anxiety and depression, and people who battle so many challenges in life, who face so many impossibles. We've been able to use our message to help show them the strength that they've gained from facing these obstacles, from becoming an impossible version of themselves, and ultimately doing the impossible in overcoming whatever challenge it is they face in day-to-day life. So today we wanted to take a moment to explain to you where this mission started, where this vision started, and how you can become a children's champion for kids for the Columbus Marathon 2024. You can join us in helping to inspire and motivate kids all across the world who are battling all forms of childhood illness, and to help show them the strength that they have gained through their battle, so that they may be able to one day go off and chase their dreams and find their passion and purpose in life. You know, we've been so fortunate to connect with so many people throughout this journey. And we've been able to experience so many unbelievable times where we get to work with these kids and we see the light come on in their eyes. We get to experience them doing something they may have considered to be impossible, and we see that light switch. And all of a sudden you can tell the world has opened up for them. They now see their own potential in a way that they did not before. And there is few things to us more gratifying than that. Because we've always defined life as becoming the person who you needed most, and then being able to give that person to people who are battling the same challenges that you were right now, today. That's always been our mission at Impossible Performance, and it will continue to be as long as we're fortunate enough to be out here doing what we're doing. But one of our major missions right now, and it's fitting to be talking about this today, being September, the first day of Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. It's fitting to be able to talk about children's champions, who we are, what we do, and how we can help kids battling cancer and all forms of childhood illness today. And what's most exciting is through this episode, you will learn how you can join us in this movement, how you can go out and use your story and your experience and your challenges you've faced and overcome in life, and how you can bring all of that together to help kids today. And you don't need to run a marathon. You don't need to raise tens of thousands of dollars. These kids just need you. You have the power to give these kids hope. You have the power to show them that even though what they're going through is so challenging and so difficult and may feel impossible, that through this journey, they are going to build immeasurable strength that they can carry through with them to the rest of their lives and use it to chase their passion and their purpose and pursue every dream they have for themselves. So to start, I want to take it back a little bit. And I first want to explain, what is a children's champion? Well, we're very fortunate to have one of the world's leading pediatric hospitals right here close to home in Columbus, Ohio. Nationwide Children's Hospital, located in Columbus, and now having spread clinics and outreaches and multiple facilities throughout the entire state, is one of the best pediatric centers in the entire world. Not just from helping to treat and battle pediatric cancer, but all forms of childhood illness. They hold North America's largest pediatric mental health center that is designed to help kids battling some of the worst mental health diseases. But they've created not just a hospital to help treat them, but they've created an entire space that helps these kids feel safe and welcome and gives them opportunities to live their lives out as kids when many places would not have done so. They've created multiple research centers where every dollar of funding they receive is dedicated to solving the problems of some of the most complex childhood illnesses. And so many medications and life-changing, life-saving, life-altering therapies have been discovered, tested, and implemented right here close to home at Nationwide Children's Hospital. That's where I was treated for my pediatric cancer. And at the end of my journey, when I should have died from a life-threatening infection, it was Nationwide Children's Hospital Pediatric Intensive Care Unit It was their doctors and their team that was able to find a miracle, life-saving treatment when so many others would have given up. They were able to restore me to health and give me back full function mentally and physically when there was no reason I should have been able to regain that. And in fact, this whole health system is in so many ways the reason that I'm able to be here today speaking with you. And I'm so thankful for the opportunities and the life that they've afforded me to have. So, what is a children's champion? A children's champion is somebody who can work with the Nationwide Children's Hospital Foundation. They have their own nonprofit foundation set up through which they can raise large amounts of money to help support and fund a lot of the research and a lot of the new buildings and a lot of the new technologies that they implement to save and change lives at Nationwide Children's. And one of their biggest fundraisers of the year is always the Columbus Marathon. They were fortunate to be able to partner with the Columbus Marathon about 12 years ago now. And since then, they've raised over $1 million for kids through the efforts of Children's Champions. Children's Champions are people who sign up to either run the marathon or be a supporter for the marathon. And in doing so, they can also sign up to be an advocate for kids. You see, the Columbus Marathon is unlike any other marathon I've ever experienced in my life, and I don't know that any other marathon in the world even comes close to this. While most marathons have some level of a charity aspect to them to help give back to those who need it, the Nationwide Children's Hospital Foundation and the Columbus Marathon truly go many steps above and beyond what would be required of them. They focus on not just how can we raise money to help kids, but how can we empower these kids? How can we help them feel like superheroes in their own life? How can we give them hope through this marathon experience? And what they've done is incredible. They've developed a system where they take kids, real patients who are actively being treated at Nationwide Children's Hospital, and they station these kids and their families and their friends and all of their supporters, their whole team, at every mile. So miles 1 through 26, there's a kid stationed there. And these kids have battled through some of the worst childhood illnesses we could ever imagine. Yet the one thing these kids always share in common is a smile. They always have a smile in the face of their battle. And so as you're running your race, or as you are a spectator on the course, you're able to look through these miles and you're able to meet these kids and you're able to meet their families and see them as real human people. But more than that, you're able to see them as some of the strongest individuals you've ever encountered. And you're able to cheer them on and give them support and show them how strong they've truly become. The foundation goes further even to put on special events for these kids. They roll out the red carpet and do video shoots and photo shoots, and they treat these kids like superstars. And they help these kids to see value in themselves, to see how special they are, when maybe they don't even feel it themselves. And through all of these efforts, we, as runners and spectators, were able to sign up to become a children's champion. Someone who fights for these kids. Someone who raises funds, who raises awareness, raises advocacy, and helps inspire and motivate these kids along our marathon journey. It's easy to do. It's very cheap to sign up. It only costs $5. It's a $5 donation. You can sign up when you run the Columbus Marathon to become a children's champion. And when you do so, the foundation has set up an amazing system where they give you your own website, your own fundraising and branding materials that you can use for social media or by word of mouth or however you need to. And you can post these links and tell your story and share it with all of your friends and family and these kids. And you can raise funds for this marathon that go directly back to these kids. They fuel research right here in Ohio at Nationwide Children's Research Centers. They help develop new drugs, new therapies, new technologies to help treat these diseases. But what's so much more than that is when you sign up to be a children's champion, you sign up to be a hero for these kids. You see, these kids are stationed at each mile of the marathon, and every runner that runs by, they see someone who's tackling something incredibly difficult in their life. They see you as someone facing an impossible challenge. And when they see you facing that and working to overcome it, it gives them hope that they will be able to do so in their own lives. And by having the special designation of being a children's champion, you become someone very unique who has the power to give these kids what they truly need most, and that is hope. Because while these kids always wear a smile, they're not always feeling it on the inside. There are days where they're mentally, physically, emotionally beaten down and broken. I know because I went through it myself. And while the fundraising dollars help so much in their battle and their fight, what these kids need in this moment more than anything else is hope. Hope is the spark that sets fire to their strength and fuels them in their journey and their battle against childhood illness. Hope is the thing that allows them to see their own potential and helps them realize their passion and their purpose and helps them see the path toward following their dreams for life. And what's the coolest piece about becoming a children's champion is it takes very little extra work, takes very little extra time, takes very little extra money. But in doing so, you can give these kids that hope. And it helps make your race so much more meaningful. And it helps make every mile you run in preparation so much more meaningful in a way that no other marathon in the world can do. Because when you toe the line for race day as a children's champion, and you know that you've helped give these kids hope, you've helped them to see the strength that they've built within themselves throughout their journey, you know that through your training and your efforts and your fight against this challenge of running a marathon, you know that that journey has changed a kid's life. In doing so, you find a whole new level of potential for yourself. And as we always say, when you find that potential in yourself, you see it in everyone around you. You see the capability of all the runners around you to go out and face challenge, and similarly to help inspire and motivate kids and to give them hope. And we were fortunate last year when Impossible Performance started towards the end of 2022, we decided we were going to go to Columbus Marathon, run a full marathon, and raise over $26,000 for childhood cancer research as a children's champion. And along the way, we wanted to bring this advocacy and this awareness and this hope to kids battling today. In the entire year of 2023 leading up to it, we were faced with more challenges, more adventures, more opportunities, more support, more awareness than we could have ever dreamed of. And we once again, just as I did when I battled cancer in 2013, I was given the opportunity to witness the very best of humanity. And that gift was given to me by each of you who donated, each of you who shared a post, each of you who told your story, each of you who came out and supported us at the races, each of you who ran with us. Each of you were a part of this journey in displaying the very best of humanity, in giving your support to give these kids hope. And after seeing that last year, seeing the power of a community and a team of individuals coming together to change the lives of these kids, we knew this year we wanted to come back and fuel that even greater. So this year, rather than to make an even bigger financial goal, we wanted to focus a little more on the advocacy and awareness side. We wanted to help share this experience that we had with each of you and show you your own potential and your own power to not just raise money for these kids, to not just raise a marathon, but to change their lives, to show them the strength that they've built up within them through your own journey, to be able to share your story and show them why you're coming out to run, why you're coming out to take on such a challenge. And most especially, why you support them. So it's been our goal this year to help bring more children's champions than ever before to the Columbus Marathon, and we're hoping to spread this message through all of our media channels, through all of our training and our videos and all of our efforts, because we saw the power of what a children's champion can do last year. And this year, we want to share that opportunity with everyone else, not just on our team, but everyone else running the Columbus Marathon, supporting the Columbus Marathon, or being a part of it in any way, shape, or form. And so we thought it fitting, being Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, to go back to where everything started. As a children's champion. And to help show you how you have the same opportunity in your life. And so I wanted to tell you guys a little story as part of this, because I can sit here and talk, and I can sit here and explain as to why it is so important to support these kids. I can sit here and tell you that you have the power to give these kids hope. I can tell you that you have the power to give them life-saving funding for treatments that may never have existed prior. But until you see it for yourself, until you experience it for yourself, it can be difficult to grasp. And so I wanted to speak to everyone who takes part in the Columbus Marathon. We have over 19,000 runners sign up every year and countless more supporters, all of whom could sign up to be a children's champion. Yet only about 3% of those people sign up to do so each year. And so I wanted to give a story for those who maybe have thought about signing up to be a children's champion, maybe those who never even knew it was an option, or maybe some of those who, you're living a busy life and you're running your own goals to help other people, and you've got a lot going on, so maybe you think that being a children's champion is too much or too much extra for you to take on, or something that you're not interested in. I just wanted to share this story to everyone who's considering becoming a children's champion, or everyone who has the opportunity to. Last year, when I signed up to be a children's champion, I really had no idea what would lay ahead of me. I knew what my goal was. I knew that it certainly felt impossible to me. And I had no idea how I was going to get there, but I knew how I was going to start. And that started just by putting in miles. The same thing any person training to do a marathon would do. And then when the Children's Champion and the race signups opened in February of 2023, I immediately signed up and started spreading our message on Facebook and Instagram and other social media platforms, which was met with so much unbelievable, wonderful support through the community. This didn't take much extra time from what I was already doing. I was already spreading the Be Impossible message in every avenue I could. Through my training, through our media, through our business, through everything we do. We were already spreading this message. We were just able to shift the focus to these kids who needed this support so much. And going throughout that year, we were able to start a podcast, sharing stories on that platform as well. We were able to hold benefit dinners. We were able to hold fundraising partnerships with local and nationwide businesses, helping to bring in more advocacy and awareness and fundraising dollars. And as we go throughout this process, all of a sudden the path starts becoming clear. I start seeing how we're going to get to our fundraising goal. I start seeing how we're going to bring our team together to help inspire and motivate these kids. And one day, I get an email. And this email had a list of all the kids, the patient champions we talked about, the kids who were being treated at Nationwide Children's Hospital, who they were, what diseases they had battled, and what miles they would be stationed at. And I remember scrolling through each of the kids, reading each of their unbelievable, impossible stories. And all of a sudden, I stop when I see Sam's name come up. Sam was an 11-year-old kid who had battled Ewing's sarcoma, the exact same type of cancer I had. A very rare, very aggressive form of pediatric bone cancer. And in fact, I'd never met another kid in the marathon who had had that exact same type of cancer before. But this year, there was a kid who was battling through it right now. And I thought back to my times of battling Ewing sarcoma. The pain, the suffering, the hardship, the challenge I faced. The feeling that I would never get through it, that it would never end. And then even after the battle, the feeling as if I had been broken, or my value or purpose for life had been lost. Living through some of the darkest years of my life, having to fight through that, having to overcome that, and being so fortunate to find light and to find hope on the other side. And I thought to myself, if I could even play a small part in giving Sam hope and helping him see his own strength in the face of this battle, and help him see the potential that lies out there for him. The potential to go on and find his passion and purpose for life, and to use the strength he's gained in his own battle to chase his dreams. If I could play even a small part in that, then everything we've done will have been worth it. And I had the opportunity last year, and it's coming up soon again this year, to attend the Breakfast of Champions, another amazing event that is put on by the foundation and the Columbus Marathon, where they bring all of these kids and their families together, and they bring all of their children's champions out, and they have a meal together, a time of celebration, a time to meet each other. All of the children's champions get to meet the kids who they are directly helping, who they are directly giving hope. And maybe even more importantly, these kids get to meet the children's champions. They get to meet the people who have chosen to take up the responsibility to give more meaning to their miles, to do something more than just go out and run a race. These kids get to meet the people who give them hope, the people who run for them, the people who show them the strength that they've built in their own battles. And at that event last year, I got to meet Sam and his family. And it was one of the most special experiences of my entire life to do so. To see the smile on his face, to see the strength in his eyes, and to see his hope for the future. And then, a month later at the Columbus Marathon, we ran into Sam and his family again. We were able to grab some pictures. We were able to give the kids some of our team shirts. We were able to chat with his parents. And I was so thankful to have been able to meet Sam and his family. The very people who I had set out from the beginning, even though I had no idea who they were or that they would even be at the marathon. They were the people I had set out from the beginning to be able to help, to be able to serve, to be able to give hope to. And then on the day of the race, Sam was posted at mile 2. And from the start line, I was nearly sprinting to mile 2. Nearly sprinting to Sam. And I remember running through the race, and I'm like halfway through mile 2 and hoping that I didn't end up missing him at some point. And I was very ready to turn around and run the opposite direction to backtrack and find him. But I keep pressing on a little further, and I see my wife and some of our support crew up ahead, and they're yelling my name and saying Sam's just ahead. And I start yelling Sam's name, and I come through a dense part of the running crowd, and I see him there, and I see his family. And I stop, and it nearly brought me to tears to see him and his brother together cheering on the runners. to see the look in their eyes, to see the hope that they carried, and to know that my team and I had played even a small part in giving them that hope is one of the greatest honors of my life. That made that entire year one of the most special experiences I will ever have in my life. To know that you have the power not just to give somebody hope, but in doing so, to entirely change their life, is a very special gift. And once you experience it, it becomes a very special responsibility, because you realize you have a potential within yourself to help those around you, to help those battling through the same things you battled through in your own life. You have the ability to help them by giving them hope, by raising funds for them in their battle, by spreading advocacy and awareness and the message to all that there is so much strength gained in these battles. That's the opportunity you have as a children's champion for the Columbus Marathon. And by signing up, you'll not just change your own life and your race and find a whole new level of meaning and passion and purpose for it. You will change the lives of these kids battling today. We set out to do something impossible in 2023, and that is exactly what we did in so many ways we couldn't have even expected. And it was one of the greatest honors of my life to have been a part of that, with such an unbelievable and amazing and impossible supportive team and community around me. And we wanted to use this year to show all of you guys, anyone listening, anyone considering running or supporting for the Columbus Marathon, we wanted to show you guys that you could have the opportunity to do the very same. So, if you would like to become a children's champion for the Columbus Marathon 2024, there's links in the show notes of this podcast. There's links on our website at www.impossibleperformance.com, or you can simply search Nationwide Children's Columbus Marathon, or search Children's Champion Columbus Marathon. Those links will come up. They make it quick and easy to sign up. Even if you're not running the race, you can sign up as a virtual children's champion, and you can still use your story and your experience to help inspire and motivate these kids, to give them hope and to raise funds for them in their fight. And if you have more questions about the process, or you'd like to learn more about what a children's champion is and how you can sign up and what you can do to help, feel free to reach out to us at impossibleperformance.com or email me directly at matt@impossibleperformance.com. We are so honored to have been a part of this entire journey we've been on the last couple years. And we're so honored to have the strength and opportunity to continue to come out and inspire and motivate kids. And we are so excited to go up to Columbus, Ohio here in a couple weeks to that very same event, the Breakfast of Champions, and meet the kids whom we're going to be able to give hope this year. And I wanted to send a special thank out. I want to wanted to send a special thank you to the companies who have helped us along the way. 8 Man Strong did a lot for us last year in raising funds. King and Fifth Hat Company did a lot for us in spreading awareness and being a supportive part of our journey. And this year, King and Fifth specifically has given us a gift, kind of a symbol, an icon to our Team Impossible team members who are running the race as children's champions. It's the green hat I'm wearing here. It's the hat I picked to run the marathon in last year. The hat I trained with, ran hundreds of miles in, ultimately showed up to run the marathon in. It's the hat that's featured in all of the photos, all of the videos from the event. And it's a hat that's now got some stains. It's a little beaten up. But it's a hat that serves to me as a symbol of hope and a symbol of remembrance of all those miles, all those messages given, all those dollars raised, all the hope that was inspired in kids whom we were working to serve. And so King and Fifth got together and they sent our entire team the same neon green hat, so that as the 37 people whom we're bringing to the Columbus Marathon this year, as they go out and do their training and run races and ultimately show up to run the Columbus Marathon, they can also have that symbol of hope in their journey as well. So check out King and Fifth in the show notes. They've been incredible supporters of this journey and our mission to spread advocacy and awareness as children's champions. And in closing, I wanted to give a special message to the kids. To all the kids who today or have in the past battled childhood illness, I want you to know that even though you may see members of our team or the children's champions or the runners of the Columbus Marathon as heroes, even though you may get to see all of your favorite superheroes on TV or maybe even in person sometimes, I want you guys to know that when every member of Team Impossible and I, when we see you guys at every mile, I want you to know that we see you in that same way. That same special feeling of excitement that you get when you get to see your favorite superheroes. That's the same feeling we get when we see you guys. Because each of you guys are our heroes. As much as we work to give you hope and to help you feel strong, you give us so much hope. You give us so much strength. Not just in our journey to run a marathon, but in every day of our lives. And we will always keep working for you guys. Because at Impossible Performance, we are striving to build a global culture of strength, fostering a spirit of growth in constant pursuit of the impossible. Thank you all for listening, and as always, be impossible. We'll catch you at the 2024 Nationwide Children's Columbus Marathon. Join us as a children's champion.